Biggest loss in the firm's 158-year history. That included more than $5.5 billion in write-downs, over twice what analysts expected. In an effort to boost investor confidence, Lehman will cut its dividend and auction off a majority stake in its asset management group, including crown jewel Neuberger Berman. Lehman shares tumbled another 7% today to $7.25 and have plunged 90% this year. Scott Gervey has more on Lehman's battle to repair its balance sheet.
Lehman's plan for asset sales and a spin-off of most of its commercial real estate business drew mixed reactions on Wall Street. S&P analyst Matthew Albrecht says Lehman can survive, at least in some form, if the moves clean up the balance sheet.
They have a run rate going forward, a pretty solid run rate. They claimed it was about $13 billion a year, which if you look at it, they can certainly be profitable in that kind of environment. I think it does make them a little bit more susceptible to some type of takeover because they get those troubled assets off their books. They're a much smaller organization now. I think we could see an outside buyer step in, and that would for shareholders may be a good solution.
But most analysts caution against buying shares on takeover speculation. S&P has Lehman on negative credit watch, and it lists the shares as a hold. David Ritter of Argus Research today downgraded his rating of Lehman from buy to hold. He writes, quote, "With volatility in the stock now at extremely high levels, we can no longer recommend the shares until concerns over Lehman's capital and liquidity are resolved." Analyst Lauren Smith of Keith Brewett & Woods writes, quote, "The jury is still out. As much as we may want to recommend the shares of Lehman at these levels, there is still significant risk to equity holders should there be some government-assisted deal." Citi analyst Prashant Bhatia is more optimistic, writing, quote, "We would not be surprised if management raises capital to build a margin of safety and to improve perception, which we would view as positive and is more than discounted in the stock." S&P's Albrecht expects Lehman shares to remain under pressure until investors see results.
The fact that they came out with this plan today, it's not a lot of new information. A lot of it had been talked about in the markets. So until they actually execute some of that, I wouldn't expect a huge move in the stock.
While some are comparing Lehman's situation